Start பண்ணுங்க.
Good evening, one and all. Welcome to the interview series by Deccan Positive Health Mental Health Webinar series. Today we are going to have the interview with the great personality, Mr. Muthiah Ramanathan sir. I would like to invite Mr. Muthiah Ramanathan sir, and I'd like to invite all the participants and whoever on the live and all the founding member, president of Deccan Positive Health Practitioners. Mr. Muthiah Ramanathan sir is a founder and director of Mind Dynamics Chennai. He specialized in psychology, hypnosis, transaction analysis, neuro-linguistic programming. He has served as a president of the Hypnotic Circle in Chennai almost 14 years. Over 35 years, he has presented training programs and all aspects of personality development to well over 1 lakh people. 280 people from 64 countries have taken SARS course, Transaction Analysis A to Z in a nutshell in udemy.com. SAR has presented nearly 400 online lectures and served educational program last 3 years. He done more than 200 of his videos on available about personality development in Mind Dynamics in Tamil and Mind Your Mind with Stephen Ross, both YouTube channels. And today sir is going to talk about compassion. We all know compassion is the emotional care. We can show our kindness, mercy, gentle, friendly, thoughtful humanity to the all, from the home, in society, friends, in working place, everywhere. So taking care of the kindness is nothing but compassion. Of course, we have to take care of ourselves. That's called self-compassion. I would like to give the just one example from the movie called The Life of Pi. The Life of Pi, there's a boy and tiger. They will escape from the lifeboat and they don't know when they will reach the seashore. One time, every day, the tiger and the guy will have the fight with each other. And one day, the tiger will fell down in the sea. But this guy tried to pull it in the boat and save the life of the tiger. And after several days, they both reached the seashore, and one interview will ask this question: why you save the tiger? Since he is going to kill you, so what's the reason behind this? You save the tiger. He will tell that just I show my kindness because I can. If I'm not helping the tiger, I will be alone. I don't know if I am alone. I can reach the seashore or not. Even though it is a struggle, even though it's a threat for me, but I show my kindness. So that kindness give the survival up to the period of the last whatever 15 days or 20 days. So wherever we are, even in the war, we have to show our kindness, mercy, gentleness, so that it will help us to survive in this world. So with this kind note, I would like to hand over the session to Mangai. Mangai ma'am, please take over the session.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, all. Nice explanation. Thank you, sir. I have some doubt. What is compassion? Types of compassion. How to practice compassion? Please share your knowledge, sir.
Very good. Welcome. Thanks to all the people here and all the people watching in YouTube also. Topic compassion is a little trickish area. By and large, there are lots of emotions, positive emotions and negative emotions are, we can say all sorts of emotions are good. That's the reason why they are there. So one angle we see all emotions are positive. On the other hand, we also say there are some emotions like dejection or contempt or sadness or sorrow or depression, and we call them as negative emotions. And in this area, compassion plays a role in being positive, also in being it also approaches the negative dimension because someone else is in sorrow or is in sadness or is uncomfortable or is not doing well or has got some issue, unresolved issue. So in that area, being positive, I look at the other person with compassion. And then I look at him or look at her or look at the given situation and see that I feel the same way, like empathetically, I also feel the same way. And also, not only normally compassion is said to have 3 components. Number 1 component is noticing it and being aware of it. And number 2 is feeling the same way as the other person feels. And number 3 is doing something about it in order to bring down the pain or alleviate the suffering or somehow solving the issue or some such. So there is an area where I am aware. There's an area where I also feel the same way as the other person. And there's a third area wherein I do something about it. I'm getting into action. It's not just simply a feeling, simply an emotion. It is also something which propels me or moves me or goads me or directs me or pushes me and make me dynamic in such a way. I'm doing something about it in order to see that the other person feels a little better off or totally the issue is resolved or whatever. Whatever way I could contribute to mitigate the issue or whatever way I could make the other person happy or whatever way I could make the other person lessen down his suffering or his pain. That's the area where I feel. That's the reason why it's called as compassion. It's a fundamental aspect of all human nature, and it's a quality, and it plays a significant role in every person's life. So, to give an example, like somebody is in the railway station. People might have come across this in YouTube or in WhatsApp or sharing videos and all. There's a railway station, and there's a mummy, and there's a maybe 2 years, 3 years old baby, and the baby slips and falls down into the railway track. And at the same time, there is a train coming over at a particular speed, 60 kilometers per hour. I think noticing it, the college boy immediately jumps into the railway track, picks up the baby, puts the baby in the platform, and also jumps over to the platform. Fraction of a second, the train crosses. This boy doesn't even know who the baby is, doesn't even know who the mummy is. But at that point of time, the baby fell down. Doesn't matter whose fault it is that the baby has fallen down. Now that I notice it, there is a baby. Now that I notice that there's an oncoming train at a particular speed, what I do is immediately I jump into the track and then pick up the baby, put the baby over there, and then I come over. Less than a fraction of a second, had I been slower, had something happened to me, my life would have been over. Of course, I have had a lot of goals in my life, and I wanted to become somebody like an engineer, doctor, auditor, or whatever. At that point of time, what motivated me to jump into the track, risking my life and picking up the baby and jumping over the platform? Pure compassion. It all happened in a fraction of a second. No thought involved at all. Purely based on emotions and feelings and the connectivity for the well-being of other people. I don't even know the baby. I don't even know the mummy. Get it? Absolutely unrelated. So kindness is an area where, by and large, we are kind to people. Somebody is suffering, and we do help out. But compassion is about helping out anyone and everyone. And compassion is not limited to human beings alone. வள்ளலார்னு தமிழ்ல இருக்கும், வள்ளலார் ராமலிங்க அடிகள் சொல்வாங்க. He says, வாடிய பயிரை கண்ட போதெல்லாம் வாடினேன். Anytime I looked at a plant, the plant did not have enough water and it is drying up and it's dying and it is in pain. The moment I looked at the plant, I could feel the same amount of suffering within me. As if I lack water, as if I am dehydrated, I am in pain. I have an oneness, I have a connectivity, I have a bonding, I have a sense of relationship with the other one. If the other one suffers, I suffer. It can be a bird, it can be a fish, it can be a dolphin, it can be a whale, it can be an animal, whatever. Whoever suffers, I suffer. Whoever is happy, I am happy. I stay connected. The kindness is in the area where you are kind to other people, and by and large, the other person could be may or may not have a problem, and then I am kind to the other person. The person wants to apply for a college and doesn't lacks a little money, and then I give him some money. Not that he will die without that, but then compassion is an area where people have a problem. Maybe there could be a volcano, maybe there could be a flood, maybe there could be an earthquake, maybe there is a totally dry and no water at all, and it's beyond limit. There is a suffering. When there is a suffering, I plunge in, I come in, I make my presence felt. Not that I want to make my presence felt, but then I make my presence felt by helping the other person out. I truly care for the other person. I may not even know the other person. I do love the other person as a human being, as a bird, as an animal, as a fish, as an earth, as nature. See that everything around me must be happy. If there is a problem, I would like to step in and do whatever I can to the extent possible to mitigate the suffering or to bring down the suffering or to alleviate the suffering. So there, what happens is I empathetically feel like the other person. Not that I sympathize, the other person is in problem, I am better off, so I am helping out, doling some money out or doling some food out. I give my time, I give my physical effort, I give my money or whatever, or clothing or whatever. I give offer myself anything and everything that I have within me. I am willing to offer it to the other person simply because the other person is in suffering and I would like to mitigate. Get that? There need not be a connectivity at all. I need not know the other person at all. It need not be a person also at all. Or in that context, compassion is all the more powerful when it comes to an emotional feeling. Sympathy is an area where I think I am better off and the other person is worse off. Kindness is an area where the other person may or may not have a suffering. He wants something and I am kind, I am offering it to the other person. Here, there definitely is a suffering. There definitely is a problem. There is definitely is a misgiving. There is something not okay. And in that context, I am there, not as a superior person, not as an affluent person, not as an abundant person. Whether I have or not, I am willing to give. I can borrow and give also. Get the point. So totally empathetically, I feel like the other person, and then I would like to do something about it. Awareness and then feeling and then acting. All three put together, they become compassion. So it's not pity, it is not condoning the mistakes, it is not taking the side of the person who does something wrong and okay, I will help you out. No, I am not condoning the mistake, I am not condoning the wrong, I am not condoning the criminal activity, I am not taking the wrong side. I am on the positive side. And it is not a weakness also. As a human, I feel it's like mirror neurons, they call it in psychology. When the other person has got a problem, I also feel the same way because I have some mirror neurons here. I am driving my car and there is a person who has got a flat tire and he doesn't know how to change that tire and he is in problems. So I stop my car, I get down and I do whatever to see that the other person's car becomes all right. I help out and refixing the car and then I say tata bye bye. I don't even know the guy. I don't receive any money at all. I don't have to do under any obligation at all. I voluntarily stop my car because I know because I want to help, because I know how to do that also. So I stop my car, help him out, and then say tata bye bye, all the very best and move on. Similarly, in very many areas we could do that. This is not a kind of weakness. This is something voluntarily, volitionally, you're willing to help the other person out. And it is not simply feeling an emotion followed up by an action. I do something to redress the problem of the other person. And not only humans, I help any person out. It can be a parrot, it can be a crow, it can be a cock, it can be whatever. So whoever is in suffering, I also feel the same way and I would like to help out. Right? Go on. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Naveen, you can ask your doubts, Naveen. You can interact with sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, for the opportunity. Sir, my question is impact of compassion, sir. Usually, how to ask means the compassion is the quality of showing kindness, but the differently abled person will not like that. They will have negative impact on this compassion due to the differently able nature. What is how to bring back that impact, change the impact of compassion, sir, in general public?
So, good question, Naveen. The point is the other person has got a handicap or a situation which is not okay, and I am okay. And I volunteer to help, and maybe I am belittling him or putting him down and making him feel low because I am feeling high. I can walk, I can move my limbs and all. All that I am saying is in such situations, when unknown situations, when unknown people, the idea is we can look at them compassionately with a smile on our face and then ask them, is it okay that I help you out? Are you in need of help? So when they say so, then we can go out and help them out. It's not that when you come from pitying other person, sympathizing with the other person, then you move in, they feel uncomfortable. There are, of course, you are right. There are some people who are handicapped, who have some issues in the body, physical situation, and they don't want to be helped by other people, but pitied by other people. They say, even if it is tough, I will somehow manage to walk all by myself, move all by myself. So their self-esteem is also important. You should not belittle their self-confidence. They have an issue, you can see them, it's okay. And the expression with which you look at them, that makes all the difference. If you are going to pity them and then look at them sympathetically, and they will be aware of it, because they have looked at hundreds of thousands of people looking at them. So they know who is there to help and who is there to sympathizing with them, who is there compassionately approaching them.
Okay, sir. The next question is like, you said in psychological perspective, what are the health benefits of compassion, sir, in biological perspective?
Biological, I may not know, but by and large, I know psychologically, when you help out, you feel good. Your self-esteem goes up. People might be knowing those dopamine and oxytocin and serotonin and endorphin. These are called cuddle hormones, or happy hormones, or healthy hormones. So when we help other people out, automatically these hormones get secreted and we feel good about ourselves. Our immune system becomes better off and we are healthy. That's a benefit that comes to us. You are not compassionate in order to get a dose. You are not compassionate in order to get something in return. The moment you expect something in return, it is not compassion. Compassion is offering for the sake of offering. No return. In Tamil, once again, there is a Tirukural called Variyarku ஒன்று ஈவது ஈகை மற்றெல்லாம் குறியெதிர்ப்பை நீரதுடைத்து. Meaning, if you are helping people, when people do not have enough money or whatever they have a suffering, and they are not able to solve their problem, and you help out, that's called real helping out. Get it? When you help other people and then you expect the other people to give you thanks or help you out tomorrow or after 10 years, then that is called expectation. That is not real help. Really compassionate people are people who help out and leave it at that. You do not expect anything in return at all. Kuri edirpai neeradudaithu, meaning expecting something in return, if not now, at some other point of time. Later, maybe 1 month later, maybe 1 year later, I will point it out to other person. When you had a problem, I helped you out. Now I have a problem. Please help me out. And now I am in suffering. Please help me out. Meaning you are always expecting something in return. That's not the kind I am saying. You are helping out people. Known or unknown is a totally different area. Yeah, I can help out unknown people also. A couple of years back, I think there was a flood in Kerala. At that point of time, there was some issue about Mullai Periyar offering water to Tamil Nadu. And Kerala was not willing to offer water, and Tamil Nadu was demanding water. I'm not going to the politics of it. Tamil Nadu wants water, it wants water from Kerala. And Kerala says, I want water myself, I want to keep my water myself. There was a serious issue going on. At that point of time, there was a flood in Kerala. At that point of time, entire Tamil Nadu has sent tons and tons of food and clothing and medicine and everything to Kerala. And then Kerala people started writing back saying that even though there was a major issue going on between Tamil Nadu and Kerala, when we had a problem, it was Tamilians who helped us out a lot. Meaning, we do not know anybody in Kerala and they do not know anybody in Tamil Nadu. All that we know is there was a problem in Kerala and lakhs of people were affected by it. So at that point of time, Tamil Nadu, not knowing a single individual by name and where it is going, who it is getting it, we do not know. And people sent tons and tons of food and medicine and clothing and money and all. Get point? So that's called compassion. Not expecting something in return. But then I'm offering simply because I want to offer. I notice that I am aware that somebody is suffering. I am taking responsibility from my point of view and I would like to help out.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. And the next question is like how to more compassionate, sir. In specifically, sir, likewise means divorced women will have less compassionate among general public, but widowed women will have high compassionate among general public. In other view means a pre-birth childbirth woman will have more compassionate, sir. But the woman who can't able to reproduce will have less compassionate among general public. It's like biased one, sir. how to make that unbiased and make compassionate common among all public, sir.
I appreciate the way you ask questions. Real societal problems. Two ladies, both the ladies do not have a spouse, right? One is divorced, the other one has lost her husband due to death, right? If there is a death, immediately people look at her as a widow and then they would like to help her out, coming from sympathy or coming from whatever. I don't call it empathy, it's coming from sympathy. She has lost her husband, maybe livelihood, maybe joy, maybe happiness, maybe finance, and maybe well-being and all those things. But when it comes to divorce, people start immediately thinking that maybe she played a role in getting separation and she has got a role, maybe it may not be all right. The societal expectation is if you are married, till death do unto us part. Till I die, till you die, we will remain together. That's the cultural norm that we have educated, inculcated into people's minds. So when there is a divorce, we don't even know why they divorced, who has got a problem, and how they got separated. Nothing we know. All that we know is this lady got married and this lady divorced and this lady is not okay. Somehow she is responsible. And we don't say the same thing with men also. There are two words in English, gender-based words called widow and widower. But then in Tamil culture or in Indian culture, I do not know, in South Indian culture, there is a terminology called kaimban or vidavai in Tamil. There is no equivalent word for vidavai, vidavan. Then there is no such word in Tamil. Kaimban, kaimon. There is no such word in Tamil. Meaning man is always correct and woman is always a problem. So women has got to be given a name tag as an individual who has lost her husband, and man never gets a name tag who has lost his wife. Get it? So we have a societal bias. So that's wrong. That's not okay. And looking at this lady with empathy and looking at the other person with contempt is totally not okay. Psychologically, emotionally, societally, culturally, we need to change our perspective. That's one area. Another one, what's the dimension you said? Again,
Sir, another case study is like if a child born and die means they will not compare. They will show more compassionate to that woman. But if a woman can't able to reproduce means they will again point out that woman.
Very ticklish, delicate area. But then I'm happy that you brought it out. If a lady has given birth and the baby died, meaning she has got the capacity to reproduce, right? And the lady doesn't have a baby at all, it's a problem of the lady. But then you have studied biological psychology. I've also studied biological psychology. We know a little bit about chromosomes and DNA and genetics and heredity and all those things. It is always the man who is, most of the time, it is the man who is responsible. Man is the one who decides the gender of the baby, and when there is no baby, the problem could have been 50% with the lady, 50% with the man also. Get it? In that context, by and large, biologically, woman is in the receiving end and man is in the area where he's got to be active in order to sow the seeds into the lady. So in that context, man is the one who needs to be blamed. And man may be fertile, but maybe not potent. A fertile man and a not potent man may not be able to fertilize the lady. The lady will not become pregnant. Maybe the man is potent, but the man, if it is infertile, he cannot do anything about it. On the other hand, if he is not potent and fertile also, the problem could be with the man. Lady is mostly in the receiving end. So in that context, blaming the lady for not having a baby is a problem. And many a situation we have come across in our villages, deep down in villages and entire India. I know about Tamil Nadu, I do not know much about India, but very likely the same thing could be reflecting in Indian context also. Wherein in the village, wherever the lady did not produce a baby, immediately the mother of the boy, mother of the man, she will immediately get him married to the other one, not checking up whether the lady is in fault or the man is in the fault. The lady always thinks it is always the lady in the fault. My daughter-in-law is at fault, and she gets her son married to somebody else. The guy may not be potent, number one. The guy may not be fertile, number two. with the net result, the second lady could also not produce. Again, the lady will blame the second lady only, second daughter-in-law only. She will never blame her son. This is an Indian context, which is a societal mistake, which is a community mistake, which is the way in which the patriarchal society always takes care of the man, always blames the woman, which is not okay. So we got to look at both the people sympathetically. Yeah, a lady is already in a problem. She has not begotten a child. Added to that, you are also insulting her, calling us as malady or calling us infertile and calling us you can't reproduce, which is absolutely cruel, not okay. I totally detest it. I condemn it.
Thank you, sir. Sir, next final question, sir. It's like, moreover, it also coming in the basis of gender and religion, sir, because compassionate topic is like that.
No
Sir, like potential.
It's a lady, Naveen. No religion
Sir?
is a lady. All
Yeah, sir.
religions think ladies are lesser than men. Internationally.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sir, final question is like potential pitfalls of compassionate, sir. How in specifically, how can I ask means, sir? Same like that only, sir. If a man compassionate others means he is exploring the world. But a woman start to compassionate means you don't know the world. Just they are acting like that. They are making compassionate only for men as a biased one. How to make it as unbiased, and what are other pitfalls of compassionate, sir?
Pitfalls of compassion can come a little later. That could be a concluding area. Let us not take into the flip side of compassion now. Let us explore a little more on compassion. I'll add on a little more on compassion, and then ultimately we'll come to the other side, the flip side, the negative side of compassion. There is a negative side to compassion, definitely, yes. But let us not bring it now. Let us come shelve it a little later, maybe 10-20 minutes later, right? What's the other question that you're asking me?
Sir, that is next question is the biased one, sir. Compassionate is only for men. He ready to donate means everyone is accepting, but a lady start to donate. For example, amount means you didn't explore the outer world. You don't know about the outer world. How can you compassionate them like that? It's more or like biased one. How to make it as unbiased one?
But naturally, genetically, the lady is the one who is normally more compassionate than men. For the pain that she undergoes in order to deliver a baby, the same kind of pain a man underwent, then the man will not even touch the baby. Forget about feeding the baby. So ladies are generally, women are equipped to be compassionate, emotionally connected, bonding. And the baby, normally a newborn baby, it takes about a year and a half or 2 years in order to utter a single word. The baby starts speaking only after two years. For 2 years, the lady totally, compassionately, emotionally, she is connected with the baby. She understands why the baby is crying. She understands what the baby wants, and she is able to give the baby what the baby wants. Men cannot do that. That's also the reason why internationally, up to standard, you put the baby in the pre-KG or play KG or pre-KG or LKG or UKG or first standard to fifth standard. Internationally, up to fifth standard, people say you can have only a lady teacher and not a man teacher. A man will not be able to understand the baby's true nature or feelings. In order to connect with the baby, it is always a lady teacher who can only understand the baby and teach the baby ABCD or Ana or whatever. So women are better equipped. But what happens is, you were mentioning about finance and helping out with a good or product or something. By and large, man is the one who makes some money. By and large, man is the one who went out hunting, and he thinks I am the one who can provide food. Yesterday I was going about hunting. Today I am making money. So when I make money, I will be the ultimate authority in deciding how the money can be given to somebody, or how the food can be given to somebody, or clothing can be given to somebody, or a product can be given to somebody. So man is dominating in this area because he thinks he is the one who made it, and lady is the one who is at home, who is not making money. Things are changing gradually. Only 20 years have gone by. Maybe it will take another 50 to 80 years in order to see that men and women are equal and both of them are working, both of them are getting educated, both of them are doing everything okay. And then lady will automatically all by herself have her own say in deciding what to do, what not to do. Either she consults husband or not, either she consults a man or not, or she goes all by herself. It may not be considered as a problem tomorrow. But as things stand today, by and large, we think men are okay, women are not okay. Men are making money, women are not making money. So only men can decide, women cannot decide, which is a very wrong, false perception, which is not at all okay. I don't agree with that statement.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And final question also, it's like more or less assumption like question, sir. And if two child in home means the elder child will be have more compassionate, but younger child will show less compassionate towards all the relatives, sir. Similar to that, mother side relative will have more compassionate, father side relative will have less compassionate. Like that, more beliefs are there, sir. How to overcome that beliefs in compassion, sir?
Very good, nice questions. By and large, we notice that when a daughter gets married and moves away, and when the daughter is pregnant, it is always the lady's mummy comes over and takes over, and she helps out in all respects. And in that context, the man's mommy doesn't play much role because man's job is over with a sexual act. And then the baby starts growing here and she gets nauseous, she vomits and eats and she falls sick. And everything, the lady needs to be taken care of, pampered by all the other people. Naturally, the pregnant lady's mummy always comes over and she takes over. So there is always an emotional, physical bonding between my daughter and mummy, and there is no such connectivity between the man and the mummy. And man's wife, naturally, in Indian context, daughter-in-law, mother-in-law are the enemy countries, and they fight with each other. They don't understand each other, and they want to protect each other by moving away from each other. So, in that context, what you say is right. There's an emotional bonding with the lady. The lady, all the ladies and all the daughters and mummies and grandmothers, they will have a different kind of a bonding which men cannot have as a son and a father and a grandfather, which is missing. This is biological, this is natural, this is emotional. There is a bonding, there is a connectivity, which happens in every person's life. I think in Western countries, they don't care much and they say, you are on your own, independent, because the moment the baby is born, the baby is brought up independently, taught to remain independent, but then we are always dependent. And we want people to remain dependent also. So in that context, there's an emotional connectivity between women and women and daughter and mummy is absolutely correct. And there's no such bonding between men and men, and the biological connectivity is not as strong as between the daughter and mummy. You're right.
Sir, my question is like the children also, sir. The grandchildren also.
Yeah, the jovially, I might have said in some other training program here, wherein the boy is 4 years old, mummy puts a boy in the school. And as she drops a boy in the school gate, she says, study well, nalla padi. And then this goes on for first standard, maybe second standard, maybe LKG, UKG, I do not know. Right? It goes on for 2 years. After normally 2-3 years, so the next baby comes by, right? And the next baby has got to follow school. So this boy is in second standard or is in first standard. The other one comes to LKG or UKG. When mummy takes both the people and drops them in the school, now mummy alters the way in which she says the last word, last phrase. Till for about 2 years, mummy was telling the boy, study well, study well, study well. Nalla padi, nalla padi. Now that the younger one has come by, it could be a boy, it could be a girl, doesn't matter. The elder one could be a boy or a girl, that also doesn't matter. Mummy says, take care of the younger one. Meaning you don't need to study at all. Your job is to protect the next one. Take care of your younger brother, take care of your younger sister. Now suddenly a leader emerges, and now suddenly a follower emerges. Suddenly education drops. Mummy doesn't pay any attention to education at all. And the boy realizes, I have become a leader and I have a follower. I got to protect the follower. Naturally, he has got a tendency to protect the follower. And it so happened there'll be a quarrel. This one boy also had a quarrel in the class. That fellow, the younger one, also had a quarrel in the class. And the younger one has got a quarrel in the class and somebody beats him up. Immediately the elder one comes over and says, takes over, who has beaten my younger one? Come here. And he is 2 years senior to the other person. He always beats up. And this fellow also brags saying that I have my elder brother there. I have my elder sister there. I'll go complain, and then do you know what happens in the recess? Do you know what will happen during lunch break? So the elder one normally takes over, and the younger one being pampered, always being protected. The older one, the senior one, has got to protect himself or herself, nobody else. But the younger one always finds out there is somebody to support me. So this fellow gets more arrogant, or he enters into more problems. He creates more problems. He creates more quarrels also, thinking that there is always my elder brother, elder sister who can protect me. So this happens everywhere.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir. And final question is, can you give light on in educational institutions, sir, compassionate of teachers towards their students, sir? Final question, sir.
I have had excellent teachers in my school and the college. T Nagar High School, T Nagar, I had an excellent headmistress by name Mrs. Jnanam Nayagam. I had an excellent English teacher by name Mr. Mohan Murthy. When I was in 8th standard, my teacher told me, Ramu, your English is real good. I was studying in a Tamil medium school till 11th standard. All the papers I studied only in Tamil, excepting English. English alone, I studied in English. There'll be only one English medium class, and nobody will respect them. We call them as British people. Right? Dorai அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். எல்லாம் இங்கிலீஷ் மீடியம்ல படிக்கிறவங்க Dorai. Meaning they are all convent educated people. They belong to England, and we Tamilians, we are all together like. There'll be 5 sections, Tamil sections, 1 section, English section. In that area, Mr. Mohan Murthy told me, Ramu, your English is good. That's the reason why today I'm speaking in English, and people appreciate my English, right? So meaning there was a compassionate teacher who told me simply only one day, only one sentence, Ramu, your English is good. That's all he said. Ramu, your English is good. 5 words that changed my entire life. If there could be a teacher encouraging you, motivating you with care, love, affection, then life changes. Sorry, people might have come across information in the WhatsApp video, some sites wherein a boy never studies, is always notorious, is always fighting. And if you access the internet, you could get it. And no teacher likes him. So every year he somehow manages to pass, but then remarks in the progress report is naughty, very bad, never disobedient, no discipline, all kinds of remarks there. So first standard, second standard, third standard, fourth standard, maybe a couple of years. But the boy somehow manages to pass with 40%. At that point of time, a new teacher comes and joins the school. And then the other people told, the other teachers tell this teacher saying that this boy is very bad, nothing can be done about him. And then, but then this lady teacher, she looks at him with compassion and says, come and sit with me, tell me something about you, what you like, what you dislike, do you like the school, do you like subject, and whatever. She makes friends with him gradually. But then other teachers complain saying that don't spend any time with him, he's useless. We know him for the past 4 years, he's totally useless. But then this lady keeps on, lady teacher keeps on speaking with the boy. Any opportunity she gets, she speaks with the boy and she touches, she pats him on the back and she hugs and she smiles at him and inquires after him and all those things. By and by, gradually, she says, I'll come along, walk with you to your house. And she walks and she keeps talking with him. And she gets to know that daddy was an addict and mummy is a housewife and they lack money. And there is always quarrel at home and no peace at home at all. And nothing is available, not even food available. Nobody cares for the boy. And she says, I will take care of you. Doesn't say it in words, but then she takes care of the boy. And she makes him feel happy in the school. And she creates a sense of belonging for the boy in the school for the first time in the 5th year. And gradually the boy improves, and then he becomes +2, and then he goes over to a college. But then he regularly keeps in touch with this teacher. The lady teacher keeps on teaching only up to 5th standard, nothing more. And then he goes and joins in the army, and then he fights a war and all those things. And always he keeps in touch with the teacher. After some time, it so happened they left out, maybe a couple of years, maybe 5 years and 10 years. And one day when he was in the war, he gets shot dead. And when he gets shot dead, and ultimately the other people take care of all the funeral arrangements, and they look into the pant pocket and into the wallet and the purse. They open the purse, and the purse it says, for all that I am today, it is all because of this particular teacher. I love this teacher. I thank this teacher. And he has written a beautiful letter for the teacher. He did not send the letter to the teacher. He kept it in the purse, wallet. And then they come to know one single teacher can change the life of the boy totally. And the boy can become a war army officer, and then he fight in the war, and he sacrifices his life for the sake of his country. But then he was keeping his teacher, the letter that he wrote to the teacher, saying that because you acknowledged me, because you loved me, because you took care of me, I am who I am today. I'm an army officer. Meaning that's a kind of profound impact a teacher can create in the minds of people, right? What else?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you,
sir.
Naveen. Yeah. Yes, sir. You can share some more knowledge on compassion. Please go ahead, sir. We have
Very
20,
good, very
20
good.
more minutes. Yeah.
Sometimes people think business people are bad people. I tell you, people might be knowing Bill Gates also, Warren Buffett also. There was a time Bill Gates was #1 richest man in the world, and Warren Buffett was the second richest man in the world. Warren Buffett is about 90 years old, I believe, and Bill Gates is about 60 years old. These two people get to meet each other. Two richest people in the world get to meet each other, talk to each other, and then Warren Buffett suddenly thinks that Bill Gates is my son. I will protect him. I will take care of him. So he does anything and everything with Bill Gates, shares all his wealth of knowledge. How did he make money? With his 30 years senior to Bill Gates, he offers all sorts of his knowledge and intellect and wisdom and all those things to Bill Gates. At a given point of time, Bill Gates decides 80% of my wealth I will give it to charities. And he opens a charity by name Melinda Gates Foundation. Melinda is his wife's name, and his name is Gates. So Melinda Gates Foundation, and he puts whatever income. If he makes $100, he will put $80 into Melinda Gates Foundation. Melinda Gates will offer it to all countries, including India. A lot of money from Melinda Gates Foundation is coming to India for the well-being of India, for doing research and all those things. People may not be knowing it. So when Melinda Gates Foundation comes up and 80% of the money is being shared for, given to people, poorer countries or countries which are in need of science and well-being and all, in that context, the international, there was a call saying that whoever is rich, who has got a lot of money, whoever is a good businessman and want to contribute, let them compassionately contribute to the well-being of other people. I think in India, it is Mr. Asim Premji of Wipro, and he said, I will donate a lot of money. And Mr. Asim Premji of Wipro, he has donated a lot of money. And Warren Buffett steps in, and then he says, I will give 80% of my money to Melinda Gates Foundation. My name need not be there. So Bill Gates creates a foundation in the name of himself and in the name of his wife. And then he gives a call. And then internationally, people start helping other people out compassionately because there was a good call and for the well-being of the needy people. And Warren Buffett steps in saying that Bill Gates is like my son. My name need not be there. I will give 80% of my money to Melinda Gates, and Melinda Gates will send it to other people. So in compassion itself, all the more compassionate Warren Buffett. That's something we need to understand. So there are people who are compassionate. There are people who make a lot of money. There are wealthy people, and they do care for the well-being of other people, and they do whatever it is possible for them to do that. Right? And then as I was shelved some other questions like the flip side, the other side of compassion. The flip side is there could be a burnout because I'm looking at people who are suffering, and then some of my mirror neurons start modeling them. I get into that suffering also. In kindness, I help and I move away. It is like the hen delivering an egg and then moving away. Here, where what happens is I am there present. I feel like the other person empathetically. So, with the result, what happens is I will have a physical setback, psychological setback, or emotional setback. I will have stress related problems and anxieties. And in some places where I cannot help the other person out, I feel really, really sad. There was an Ukraine and Russian war going on. There is a Palestine war and Israel war going on, and people are suffering. People are helpless, and they don't have food, they don't have medicine, and they don't have place to sleep or whatever. Everything is lacking. Everything is going on, going to ashes. In that context, when look at them, reading about them in the newspapers and magazines, watching them on TV, getting to know about them in WhatsApp, I am really, really sad, but there is nothing much I could do about it. I will not be able to educate Israel or Russia or Ukraine or Palestine. Stop the war. There's nothing I could do about it, but I can see civilians and women and children who got nothing to do with politics, who got nothing to do with other issues of these countries. And they are not in the military also. They did not saying that I will sacrifice my life for the country. They simply wanted to go to school, go to college, go to office, make some money, take care of family, take care of children. But they are not able to do it. Absolutely not their fault. In that context, I suffer. There are a lot of people, millions of people like that, they do suffer looking at these sufferings. And then in the process of helping other people out, we do not take care of ourselves. If there is an alcoholic in the family, and the lady, by and large, the lady takes care of the man, with the result, the lady doesn't take care of herself. She gets into lots of physical ailments and psychological, emotional problems and all those things. And sometimes it goes out of your control. There will be no way you will be able to control the situation. But then you are sad and you are connected. And then sometimes you are over lenient to one person who is committing the mistake, but you are taking the side, pity the other person, which is also wrong. It's okay you pity with the person who are compassionate towards the person who is right, but sometimes you do not know who is right and who is wrong, and there is a fight going on, and you can't prevent that also. And both the people are suffering, or one person is suffering, and you get into your suffering because you do not know. If you go help out the wrong person, then that's another sending wrong information to other people, saying that this fellow is biased, which is also not okay. And then unequal treatment of equal people or equal treatment of unequal people, both are problem issues, and that can also happen. And then you lose out on your energy, you lose out on you do not take care of your family, you do not manage your finance because you're excessively interested in taking care of other people. When you take care of other people, see that you are also being taken care of, see that your family is also being taken care of. And then you may have a reason to support, you may not have a reason to support. You think you have a reason to support, and you think you use your left brain. With the net result, your thought process may not be all right. With the result, your emotional process gets corrupted, and you are not. Sometimes you are totally powerless. Sometimes you are only a witness. Sometimes you play a secondary trauma because the other person is in pain, unbearable pain and trauma. Looking at them, you also go into unbearable pain and trauma, and which is not okay. What can be done in that context? Educate yourself, promote a dialogue wherever it is possible, support peaceful organizations which go for peace, support, create awareness in the minds of people about the problem situation, and go for human rights. And wherever there are people who are helping those people in suffering, you help those people who are in suffering. If not, if you cannot help Israel or Palestine or Russia or Ukraine, all that you can do is with humanitarian consideration, whoever is helping out, you can help these people out so that they can have a shipment load of whatever medicine or clothing or food or whatever that they need, then that could be transported. And wherever it is possible for you to talk about peace, you can talk about peace and well-being. wherever people are oriented with peace at all points of time, and wherever it is possible to avoid a conflicting situation, we can educate people in such a way that such a thing need not occur in India, need not occur in your community or in your society or in a village or suburban area. Get the point? So in that context, wherever you can raise the awareness and support peace and go for that, that can create a sense of well-being in your mind. You can live at peace with yourself. Anything else? Any other question?
You can carry on, sir.
But by and large, what I'm saying is being compassionate is good. Scandinavian countries, we call them in Norway, Sweden, and Finland, and Ireland, and Greenland, and Iceland, and Netherlands, and Denmark, and all these countries are called Scandinavian countries. As a culture, these people are interested in taking care of the well-being of other people. As a community, as an individual, as a society, as a government also. The government cares for people, and people know that my government cares for me. If I am employed, I will pay my taxes. Then only I can ask my government to give me a hospital or a road or lighting or water or a drainage facility or whatever. If I don't pay my tax, I do not have any right to question my government. That is the kind of thinking those people have. So in these countries, there are about 10, 15 countries called Scandinavian countries. They are called as the happiest countries in the world because they care for each other and not much of competition, no conflict, no crimes. Policemen do not have much work at all. Everybody follows every societal norms, no illegal activities, no fraudulent schemes and scams and all those things, no violence, no rape, no burglary and all. Policemen are good Samaritans. They simply smile at people, they help people out. And the government cares for them. It gives them the road, it gives them the facility. And if there's a problem, the government officials immediately come over and see that your problem gets solved. And if you're unemployed, immediately the government will give you at least 2/3 of money that you made in order to see that you are happy. So government always comes in. If you are sick, the government will give you free medical facilities. If you want to go to school, they will take care of you. If you want to get educated, the college will take care of you. You need not have to pay much fees. If you say, I do not have facility to pay fees at all, they will waive the fees also. By and large, the government is a very caring, good government. By and large, people appreciate the government, people like the government. And they say, we voted for the government and the government will always take care of us. And there is a mutual understanding and mutual love and affection, mutual care and compassion. With the net result, the country is good. For anything I want, I can ask the government, and anything the citizen wants, the government will give them. So when there is such a kind of understanding, automatically there will be compassion to help other people out. When I am well off, when I am being taken care of, even if I lose my job, my government will take care of me. Even if I have no food, my government will give me food. Even when I don't have anything education, my government will give me education. And I'm absolutely certain that my government will protect me, will take care of me. I will do whatever I can to protect the government, whatever I can to offer the government. I'm willing to pay 20% tax, 40% tax because the government is taking care of me. In those kinds of areas, when there is mutual respect between the government, the country, and the people, automatically people will be compassionate to other people because there is no negative element at all. The negative element could be hardly 10%, not even 10%. By and large, people are good people. By and large, they love each other. By and large, they help each other out. So that's called good society, happy society. Yeah, my craving is, my wish is, one day India could also be like that, wherein people love the government and the government loves people. Whether people ask or not, the government will come forward and help people. And anytime they ask, immediately the government will serve them. If we can have such a society in India, a compassionate government and compassionate people around, compassionate teachers and compassionate businesses, then automatically India will be one of the best countries in the world. But then there are some issues. I am concerned One day I dream, one day I wish India is also one of the happiest countries in the world, which is compassionate towards everyone. I'm done.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I think pitfalls of compassionate, you rightly mentioned, that I can connect to doctors, the nurses, police person. Those are in
You
public
and me,
service.
psychologists offering counseling.
Exactly.
Any person who is in the healing person,
Yeah.
he or she has got a person who needs to be healed. They have a problem. Very likely, like doctors you said, very likely firemen, very likely like soldiers, very likely all psychologists also have a problem in this area. The more and more we associate with the patient or the subject or the person who has the problem, we are also likely to get into some sorrowful modes. We are likely to get depression also. We need to know that we must look at them empathetically, but at the same time, we should not get carried over. The problem is
Exactly.
very true for psychologists also.
Exactly, sir. We have to develop self-compassion within
Yes.
ourselves.
Yes, we need to take care of ourselves. I will
Exactly,
take
sir.
care of the subject. I will take care of the person with the problem. I will also at the same time take care of myself because I'm important.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I can say that compassion is the wish to see others free from suffering. Then I can quote Dalai Lama's quotation, sir. Love and compassion are necessity, not luxury. Without them, humanity cannot survive.
That's right.
Then compassion is the symbol of humanity. The world of the mind is bright. There is a light everywhere. Yeah, Naveen, you can share whatever knowledge you gained from this session.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the opportunity, man. You have beautifully explained all the views as usual. I admired by your answer, and again, final question was postponed. Really, only 3 questions I prepared, sir. After your admiring answer, well, I have really about 10 questions, sir. Time permits, I will be asking more questions, sir. Thank you, sir. You beautifully explained the compassion, sir. That too.
You connected women and the society beautifully. I appreciate that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That too, as a elder child, you said elder and younger child compassion, sir. That connected me very well, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. It was incredible one, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Naveen. Mangai, you can share your thoughts, Mangai.
Good evening, all. Sir. It's like fantastic class, sir. You are covered all area, a lot of information. Thank you so much, sir.
Ah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mangai and Naveen. Then Salim, sir. I thank everyone, those who are watching live on YouTube. Yeah, friends, we can conclude today's session with this. I hope we can conduct one more session next month with this series. Yeah, we rise by lifting others. Very wonderful, informative, and insightful interviews. We enjoyed thoroughly. Yeah, we thank from Deccan Positive Mental Health team. I hope we can meet in another session.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, friends. Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thanks to everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye, sir.